here at center court, and we are ready to go. And the opening tip is controlled by Auburn.
Look at this team right here. It's a situation where the difference in these two teams, when we were looking at the shoot-arounds, Auburn was very spirited, a lot of noise, having a good time, whereas Ole Miss realized that what this game means for them, very business-like, methodical, quiet, came in and got their work done and got out.
Auburn has lost 4 in a row, including back-to-back buzzer-beater defeats at Alabama and here on Saturday to Arkansas. One thing is, these Tigers, they always play hard, and they've got the early lead. Kenny Gabriel buries a 3 from long range.
You know, I had their game on Saturday, and Gabriel shoots that shot from both elbows about 100 times before, and unfortunately, he couldn't make any other on Saturday, but he makes his first one tonight.
Here's Reginald Buckner. He spits it back out on the perimeter. Warren from the top of the key. His first shot is off, and there is Forbes, the junior out of Jamaica, with the rebound.
And that's what Auburn is going to give up. When you play this team, they want to try to keep the Rebels out of the paint. They're going to give up 3-point shots all night and just hope that Ole Miss misses.
Gabriel falling down. Didn't get that 3. And here come the Rebels into the front court. And Chris Warren, he leads the team in almost every offensive category. Career high 33 in South Carolina. A couple of games ago, there's an air ball for Henry. Ross pulls up. Jump shot is off the rim, no good. Forbes tracks it down and a fresh shot clock for Auburn.
Right now, Auburn seems to be the team that's playing a little bit harder, a little more sense of urgency. The last time down the floor, they got their hand on the ball, but just couldn't grasp the offensive rebound.
Ross at the free throw line, knifes into the lane, off the window, it comes out. And he'll go to the free throw line. Let's take a look. And the Principal Financial Group edge to the game.
And Ole Miss, you look at the Rebels, their bigs got to stay out of foul trouble, especially Reginald Buckner. He anchors the defense. He's their leading rebounder and shot blocker. And then when you look at Auburn, they have to rebound. Allowing second chance opportunities has been a killer for this team all year long. All you got to do is go back to that Alabama game last week. They give up a last-second putback to Jermichael Green, cost in the game. I think they were up, what, the whole game except for the last minute, 34, when it went back and forth.
Ernest Ross gets them both. We said it before. He is the only Tiger averaging in double figures, 13 points per game. He is the most improved player scoring-wise in the SEC, up almost 11 points per game from a season ago.
He's kind of been thrust into that role because of the injuries and the transfers that Auburn has had to deal with. But, you know, he's done a nice job of adapting.
Baseline jumper is good. And Zach Graham, a double-double against Alabama, 17 and 10. We talked about the 30 points he scored against Auburn the last time these two teams.
Well, he's a nice compliment to what they have with Chris Warren. If Warren's having a bad night, then they can also go to Graham. So they got a nice 1-2 punch.
5-2 Auburn. 2.5 minutes into this one here in Auburn, Alabama. This is Josh Wallace, the walk-on point guard. And we get a foul away from the ball as Adrian Forbes is down on the deck.
Boy, he looks like he's out of it. And he looked like a boxer that basically went down in slow motion. Probably as we were sitting there focusing on the ball, didn't exactly see what happened.
Adrian Forbes always gives this Tiger team an A+ effort, even though he's limited a little bit offensively. Still learning the game.
Now, because what was not seen by the officials nor us, it seems like anybody, the officials now have the right to go back to the video and view the video and see if there was an intentional foul, or I forget how they worded, but something consisting to actually commit harm to another player.
Here's a look. Lower right corner of your screen, and it looks like an elbow.
I mean, look how he was staggered, and he just slowly went down. He definitely took the 10 count.
Forbes played for the Jamaican national team during the summer of 2009, and like we said before, still learning the game here in America.
Here we get another look at it. He comes across, boom. I mean, he took one to the back of the head, and he just goes down. They've taken him into the back. You know, these days, especially they talk about it with football players with concussion injuries. I mean, you see players, whether it's an elbow or their head head bounces off the floor. I mean, they are very cautionary now in the sense that they'll hold players out. You know, better safe than sorry. Here we go. Angle. You look at Alan Payne. I'm sorry, Reginald Buckner from Ole Miss. It looks like he was just trying to get around the screen, and his elbow caught Forbes right in the side of the head. Now, the good thing is you see him smiling there, but the question is, can he come back?
Now, John Cahill is over talking with Tony Barbie to explain what has happened.
See, it puts Barbie in a difficult position because I'm pretty sure he didn't see what happened. Because when you saw Forbes go down, you saw no reaction from the Auburn bench. So now the only thing he can depend on right now is an explanation from the officials, but I'm sure his team will be looking at that at halftime to see if they have any objection.
So Forbes is out, and now coming in is Rob Chubb, the 6'10 sophomore out of Peachtree City, Georgia. He gets it on the interior, right hook, no good. And the rebound brought down by Terrence Henry. Here comes Ole Miss on the run. And Buckner will set up the offense. Henry, and he's fouled going up. Chubb picking up his first.
If you have any question on how competitive and how fiery this Auburn team is, you know, we talked to Tony Barbie, and he's talked about how difficult it's been. They've only won 2 games, but this is what happened to Chubb in practice the other day. I mean, he basically said, this is our team right here. You know, we know we're not as talented as Ole Miss tonight, but we'll come out, we're going to scratch and claw, we're going to do what's necessary to try to win this game. Nice job by Chubb coming over and getting the block, but I think they actually called the foul on Josh Wallace coming out underneath, trying to get the hand on the ball.
5-4 Auburn on top. Leaning in, Alan Payne, and he'll get to the line. As we take a look at Andy Kennedy, the head coach for Ole Miss. He's got the most wins of any Ole Miss coach over a 5-year span, 103. He's had 3 20-win seasons at Ole Miss in a row. No coach has had 4 in a row in that program system.
Well, depending on what happens with this team, as you pointed out, you know, they win tonight. Maybe they get another victory on Saturday. They slide into that number 2 seed, win a game or 2, you know, in the SEC tournament, and then most likely they're probably going to go to the NIT tournament. He could possibly accomplish that goal.
They have been to the NIT quite a few times recently. 2 NIT Final Fours, including last year. 7-4 Auburn. 16:40 to go, first half.
It lists Chris Warren as 5'10", but if he's 5'8", he's pushing.
He's got the best beard in the SEC, that's for sure.
They've been working on that thing since July of last year.
Nice move for Henry with the left hand. He scored 14 points against Auburn a couple of weeks ago. He's got 4 for Ole Miss.
You know, we talked to Andy Kennedy, and he talked about Henry. He said, this is a kid I'd like to get down in the block more, but he's just not big enough to handle the physical pounding. But that's what he can do. Get the ball in the mid perimeter, face up and take it to the basket.
Nice backdoor pass, and Ross is fouled. Stedman Short picking up his first as you see Tony Barbie in his first year as the head coach at Auburn, and even though the wins have been hard to come by, he says he's having the most fun he's ever had in his coaching career.
And I think he's stretching it a little bit, but the thing he talked about was that, you know, I got a young team, and they're very impressionable, so I actually get to teach. And he said that's the fun stuff, when you teach and players listen, and you can have an impact on them. And that's the thing. I mean, if you look at this team, and they're young, not a single senior on the team, and you look at a guy like an Ernest Ross, a guy that has come out and you know, knocked down all 4 of his free throws, taking the ball to the basket, done a nice job of distinguishing between a good shot and an open shot. But they're going to probably be the most improved team in the league next year by far.
No doubt about it. They've got some transfers ready to go. They're going to get Frankie Sullivan back, who's been out all season with an injury.
Well, 4 games that Frankie Sullivan did play, they went 4-0, but they felt it was necessary to sit him down, and they got another go redshirt.
Warren, nice pass to Henry, and he lays it up and in. Boy, the vision for Warren's amazing.
But that's where Payne and Ty Armstrong, they got to see the ball. They were so focused on their men, they had their back to the ball. A nice job by Warren of finding the open man.
And Wallace is fouled on the floor. We step aside. 15:31 to go here first half. Fear the beard. Chris Warren, the point guard for Ole Miss. Beautiful pass, but his Rebels are down one here early.
Hey, Ovi.
Hey, what's up?
What are you doing in the dark, man?
Nothing, just the late night filings.
Really? Late night filing? What are you, a Russian spy or something?
Yeah, right.
All right, I'll catch you later.
Yeah, see ya. Пронесло. Да, уж их не спалили.
Before you get to cut down the nets, before you get to take the winning shot, before you get to touch the court, you have to respect the name on the front of the jersey and prove that your name deserves to be on the back. ESPN, the home court of college hoops.
So what does GPS say?
Can't trust those things.
Why not?
Because they're
We're
not.
not lost, all right? I don't know where we are right now. Look out!
You should see his halftime show.
ESPN, your NBA destination for games Wednesdays and Fridays.
Auburn leading at 9-8. 15:31 to go here first half alongside Will Purdue. I'm Clay Mathis. This Auburn team has been known to go through some long scoring droughts at times this season. They don't have a ton of scoring punch offensively. Ernest Ross is their leading scorer, 13 points per game, along with 7 rebounds. He's got 4 here early, but all of the points coming at the free throw line.
Well, Tony Barbee talked to us, and as we said in the open, how he's evolved as a player. He's determined the difference between a good shot and an open shot, but yet he's doing a much better job of reading the defense. And tonight, the defense has been pushing him towards the basket. He's attacked, but another thing he's done is he's sought out contact so he can get to that free throw line.
Auburn has wins over Florida State, South Carolina, and Mississippi State since January 1st, so the Rebels are wary here tonight. Contact underneath and out of bounds. And this going to belong to Mississippi. As we look at the most improved scorers in the SEC this year, and there you see Ernest Ross at the top of the list.
And that time he came up underneath the basket, but he put the ball in his right hand and exposed it to the defense. If he would have squared his shoulders up to the backboard and used his left hand, he probably would have gotten the foul and the finish, but that time he stuffs it up underneath the rim. Now you see Auburn changing up their defense play. They've been going man-to-man. This time they come out in a little zone.
Warren for 3. Backside rebound, Graham in the putback.
And that's what you can't do. The thing is, when you pick your poison, you say, okay, we're going to pack it in and we're going to force the Rebels to beat us from the perimeter. You cannot give up second chance opportunities, and that's been the Achilles heel for Auburn all season. The backside man that time was Ross. He's got to find a guy and put a body on him. Don't let him get a free run to the basket.
Bad miss for Chris Denson. Missed everything. The late signee out of Columbus, Georgia. One of 3 true freshmen playing a lot of minutes this year for Auburn. Coincidentally, all of them left-handed. 10-9, Ole Miss on top. From the corner. Three-pointer is good. Basket made by Dundrecous Nelson, who has moved into the starting lineup here in the last few games, made his 3rd straight start here tonight.
I talked to Andy Kennedy and said, I really like what this kid's done. And he got off to a slow start, but he's worked hard in practice, and we felt he deserved to be put into the starting lineup, and we thought that would also give us a little more offensive punch. Now, you see the Ole Miss Rebels, they've changed up their defense, gone to a little 2-3. But what Auburn can't do, there you go. You can't just sit out on the perimeter and pass it around. You got to get into the paint.
Payne the floater. No good. Armstrong trying to grab the rebound. Langford helped him out. New shot clock for Auburn Tigers.
Nice job by Ty Armstrong. He couldn't get it, yet he got his hand on it so that his teammate Langford could get it.